Meridian, a jewel of human colonization in the 26th century, once bustled with life. The vast fields of its industrial city stretched as far as the eye could see, a testament to the thriving economy built on mining and military production for the United Nations Space Command. Its people lived in peace, shielded by the might of the UNSC's forces. But peace would not last. In the cold expanse of space, the Covenant, a formidable alliance of alien species bent on the destruction of humanity, set its sights on Meridian. Their goal, annihilation. Orbital plasma bombardments began without warning, leveling entire cities. Fires raged across the surface as Meridian's once proud colonies were torn apart. On the ground, chaos erupted. Human forces were overwhelmed by the Covenant's superior numbers and advanced technology. The Covenant's elites, grunts and jackals charged forward, laying waste to anything in their path. Civilians and soldiers alike fell, unable to stand against the onslaught. Far above the chaos, on board the UNSC frigate Resolute, a beacon of hope flickered to life. The Spartan II program, Earth's best chance for survival, was activated. Master Chief Noah's officer John 117 and his fellow Spartans were deployed to the surface of Meridian. Hardened by years of brutal training, these super soldiers were bred for war, genetically enhanced, clad in Mjolnir armor, and armed with the deadliest weaponry humanity could produce. Master Chief and his team descended into the inferno, their dropships cutting through the smoky skies. Landing amid the ruins of Meridian's capital, they moved with precision, rallying the surviving UNSC forces. Civilians huddled in fear as the Spartans stormed into battle, every step they took shaking the ground as they fought to repel the Covenant. Amid the carnage, Master Chief's visor flickered with mission updates. Reclaim the city. Protect the civilians. Hold the line. His directives were clear. The Spartans fought valiantly, their presence turning the tide of battle, but the Covenant's numbers were overwhelming. The battle seemed unending. As the fight raged on, deep in the far reaches of space, a Yautja Predator mothership patrolled the Hestia system. The Predators, interstellar hunters with a primal curiosity, had monitored humanity's wars for centuries. Drawn by the intensity of the battle on Meridian, the Yautja couldn't resist. What better prey than a world locked in a struggle for survival? Several Predator scout ships descended upon Meridian, cloaked in invisibility. Unseen by both human and Covenant forces, the Yautja silently observed the carnage. Their heat-sensing vision scanned the battlefield, identifying the strongest warriors, the Spartans and the Covenant's elite soldiers. This planet was ripe with worthy prey. However, their observation wouldn't last long. A Covenant infantry unit, mistaking the Predator landing ships for UNSC reinforcements, opened fire. The Predators responded in kind, uncloaking and launching a vicious counterattack. Plasma casters flared as the Predators engaged the Covenant, their blades cutting through the alien ranks with deadly efficiency. Caught between two warring factions, the Predators found themselves in an unfamiliar position. Though initially hostile to both sides, their bloodlust was ignited by the Covenant's unprovoked attack. As their ships were threatened, the Yautja turned their attention away from their hunt and began systematically targeting the Covenant. It was then that Master Chief and his Spartans encountered the Predators. At first, confusion reigned as the towering, masked hunters emerged from the haze of battle. But the Spartans quickly realized they shared a common enemy. Without words, an unspoken alliance formed. Master Chief signaled to his team, "They're not here for us. Let's move." Fighting side by side, the Spartans and Predators unleashed hell upon the Covenant forces. Plasma bolts and energy swords clashed as the two sides carved their way through waves of grunts and jackals. The Spartans' unmatched tactical prowess combined with the Predators' raw ferocity created a devastating force. Blood and fire painted the battlefield. Master Chief, leading the charge, engaged a Covenant elite zealot in brutal combat. The elite swung its energy sword with precision, but the chief dodged with inhuman speed, countering with a barrage of rifle fire. As the elite fell, a Predator leaped into the fray, impaling another Covenant warrior with its wrist blades. Together, they fought back the relentless tide. After hours of relentless fighting, the first wave of the Covenant attack was finally broken. The alien forces lay in ruins, their bodies scattered across the once thriving landscape. Broken war machines and scorched armor littered the battlefield, but the echoes of their destruction still lingered. The cries of the wounded and dying filled the air. The Spartans had fought valiantly, but victory came at a great cost. Meridian cities, once symbols of human ingenuity and perseverance, were now reduced to smoldering ruins. Towering buildings that once stood proudly against the sky were now twisted and collapsed, their skeletal remains barely visible through the thick clouds of smoke. Streets were littered with debris, broken vehicles, and the bodies of both human defenders and Covenant invaders. Fires burned uncontrollably, casting an eerie orange glow over the devastated landscape. The few remaining UNSC forces were battered, their armor scarred by battle, and their spirits weighed down by the heavy losses. The Spartans, though victorious, were not untouched. Blood streaked their armor, and many bore wounds that would leave permanent scars. For the moment, there was a glimmer of hope. Master Chief stood amidst the wreckage, towering over the ruins like a silent sentinel. His armor, though battered and charred, still gleamed in the flickering light of the burning city. His visor reflected the devastation around him, but his focus remained on the mission. The Spartans had managed to stem the tide, but only temporarily. His helmet's HUD blinked with urgent notifications. Covenant reinforcements were inbound, and they were coming fast. Scans showed an overwhelming force gathering just beyond the planet's atmosphere. The next wave would be even more brutal. Orbital scans also revealed something far more terrifying. The Covenant fleet had begun to move into position for a potential glassing. The UNSC had seen it before, on countless other human colonies, and the outcome was always the same: total annihilation. Plasma bombardments from space, known as glassing, would scorch the planet's surface, turning it into a lifeless wasteland. Meridian's fate hung precariously in the balance. Time was running out. If the Covenant's ships began their bombardment, there would be no escape, no refuge for the people still trapped on the planet. Master Chief knew that their victory, though hard-fought, was only a brief respite. They were outnumbered, and the reinforcements would arrive in overwhelming force. The next battle would determine not only the fate of Meridian, but perhaps the future of humanity itself. Master Chief clenched his fist, knowing the fight was far from over. With a single gesture, he rallied the remaining UNSC forces and Spartans. There was no time to rest, no time to mourn the dead. The Covenant was coming, and if they couldn't hold the line, Meridian would become yet another barren, glassy wasteland in the Covenant's path of destruction. The sky above darkened as more Covenant ships arrived, blocking out the stars. The Predators, their bloodlust satiated for now, stood silently alongside the Spartans on the battlefield. Their towering figures, cloaked in the armor of a long-forgotten race, cast eerie shadows in the burning aftermath. For the moment, an uneasy stillness settled over the ruins. The question hung heavily in the air: would the Predators, having tasted enough battle, leave Meridian to pursue other hunts? Or would they remain, standing alongside Master Chief and the Spartans to face the Covenant until the bitter end? Master Chief, panting from exhaustion, received a transmission from the UNSC fleet in orbit. Reinforcements are en route, but we can't hold them off forever. If they start glassing the planet, there won't be anything left. The Chief's mind raced as he surveyed the battlefield. Time was running out. The next wave would be even more brutal, and the Covenant wouldn't stop until Meridian was reduced to a barren, glassy wasteland, a fate that had befallen countless other human colonies. As the Spartans regrouped and the remaining UNSC forces prepared for the inevitable, Master Chief glanced toward the Predators. Their motives were unclear, but their strength undeniable. Would they fight to the end, or would they disappear as quickly as they had arrived? Only time would tell, and the ominous glow of the Covenant ships overhead signaled that this battle was far from over.